Right, hello everyone. Welcome to ARC Tier 1, penultimate round of the season. Just this week and next week remaining. Australia this week, we are on a short qualifying session, sprint race and 50% race. Actually, quite glad to see 14 in the end. Numbers were looking really bad, but a few have joined in, so that's great news. To be fair, numbers are struggling a little bit everywhere, really, because the wheel glitch and everything that's been going on is not helping matters. And also, as I say, we're right at the end of our season, so quite often things do sort of slow down a little bit towards the end of the season as people drop out and things. So, just the way it is. It's, say, 14 on the grid. I'm trying to, well, I was hoping El Capitan would be able to drive the other McLaren, but he's not available, so I have put a message out in the McLaren chat to see if somebody can join, see if they could get in before the end of short quali if they're available. Right, okay, so... Oh, we've got rain in Australia, what's going on? It don't rain in Australia, does it? Apparently it does. Full map open, wait for somebody to come out. Just double check, it doesn't look very heavy, so now inter tyres, intermediates. Let's hope it's just the short qualifying session. It's not a track we'd usually be seeing rain at, so I doubt I doubt anybody's done any practice in the rain. And I won't be surprised if a few of the drivers don't even have a setup available for the rain here, so I'm sure it's just a session, I imagine. So anyway, we are watching Sam, Arc Aaron on your screen, but Sam, as you all know him. See, he's going to sort of set a time. Actually, well, with these conditions, I have absolutely no idea what to expect time-wise for pole position. In the dry, I'd have been expecting low 17s. Hang on, low 17s or 16s? 17s. Low 17s at least, probably, or high 16s. I think that's right. It's, obviously, it sounds invalidated there, but it's only an outlap, so it doesn't matter. Stick with him. So, comes in, across the line, or heads up to the line, goes across the line now, and starts the first flying lap of the season. Just looking forward or ahead to next season, there are some changes afoot in ARC. Everything will obviously get announced with plenty of time and all that, guys, but just keep an eye out really for announcements from either the owners or myself or Ghost Rider. They'll be the ones putting any announcements out, I would imagine, or possibly John as well from the Realistic League, so what's here. So obviously he's missing tonight, but he did say he was going to be available. Oh no, he is. He isn't. Sorry, my apologies, John. He is there. I thought maybe he drank too much, but congratulations, John. Like I said, if anyone serves a little princess, it's definitely you. So, let's see. what Sam can do. Here it comes then. Just to give us some sort of idea of what times to expect. 28.099. Let's get us started. Seems okay to me. And let's go to the drivers coming down the straight. Reaper coming across the line. 29.281. Gets immediately out the way of Sky Blue starting a lap. And not quite going to get to the other Haas in time. Oh, what's happened there? Can I find the Alpha Tauri? He's into the pits anyway, I don't want to find him. Here's the Alfa Romeo then. Don Fiori. Heads to the line. 28.9 puts him into P2 for the moment. Oh, Gaza! Gaza's crashed. The only McLaren, he's had a little moment coming off, I would assume, the curb on the left hand side, and it's throwing him across into the wall. I guess good news for Gaza is that this is only a qualifying, so effectively his Ghost Rider goes fastest, 27.9. There's a Ferrari on its way, Birdie. Oh, he's on an outlap actually. What about McQueen? It's quite early in the lap. Stick with him. So McQueen, I'll try and get out of the habit of calling him Joker. Really difficult. Same as it's going to be difficult not to call Aaron Sam all the time. McQueen then heads to the line. It's 26.333, much quicker than anybody else has been. Maybe that's a sign that the track's improving. Or of course, sorry McQueen. Of course, it could be that McQueen just did a really good lap. Well, I suspect it is a sign that the track's improving really. Burley heads for the line. He's going to get his first time on the board. It's in 29.6. Puts him into P9. Oh, P10 now. Somebody else just crossed the line behind him. Who was that? I think it was Hoff has gone into P6 and the other Alpine. Good start from him. Oh, there's oh no, Sky Blue's into the pits. Sam again. Not using any energy. He's on out now, I think. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's do the hilly hot lap with Sam then. Aaron, sorry. It's going to take me some time to get used to that, I think. As it crosses the line. Have DRS open, heavy braking down into turn 1. Kind of, well, these conditions, definitely 4th, maybe 5th in the dry. Probably see some using 4th, some 5th. All the way up to 8th, and then down for the tight right hand. Use second gear in these conditions. Short shifted bag up to 3rd. Help with the traction. This quick right-hander. These conditions, got to ease off, obviously. Flat out in the dry. Changed part of the circuit. Now, this is just effectively one huge long straight. So it's got slight kinks in the road, but effectively it is a straight. And down to chicane. Everybody loves to hate. Would be a DRS zone here. So we head down to here, but it's been changed. The curb very much changed from last year and a lot more difficult, I would say, this year. Just fast right-hander into the slow left, very careful on traction out of here, whether it's wet or dry, and it's the same really through the final corner because it can be very dodgy, throw you across into. And Sam Allen G7191 puts in P2 for the moment. From not improving. Briefing Cow's improved since we last saw in 29.2, which puts him P9, and he's half a second up on this lap. Just gonna get tired, so there is a couple of drivers sat poised in the pits with soft tyres. Funny enough, it's the two Alfa Romeos, so it's like they've planned this, but so this is Burley and Briefing Cow both on laps, so see how they do. Burley across the line first, improves by 1.5 seconds, goes P6 momentarily, but Briefing Cow up to P2 on a 26.9, so Burley drops to 7th, but good work. But as I say, clearly the track is drying out. It's just, well, certainly for the Alfa Romeos, and now Reaper sat in the pits on softs as well. Oh, Innate has retired from the session. I think in the pits, I'm not sure. This John is back, so let's see just how drunk he is. Oh, potentially very. Oh no, that was a bit little. That was a little bit of lag on my side. It's all right. Very laggy, isn't it? Doesn't seem so bad on the broadcast cam as it does on the cockpit. Oh. Perhaps that's what the game's trying to reproduce while playing. So I am just going to come off for a second because that connection isn't great. Oh, well, no, I'll go back to him then because Sky Blue is invalidated. Here he comes then, across the line. So, obviously not got a time on the board yet, John, so we don't have anything to compare him to right now. So all the guys are switching to softs, all still sat poised. Good news for Gazza, Innate retiring out is meant he won't start from the back, Gazza. Start P13 instead. So, hey Andrews. Oh yes, okay, McQueen. Yeah, get ready, Andrews, because it does look like it's going to dry out just in time for a quick soft lap. John's connection really seems to be struggling. He's the only one registers, and he actually went fastest on 25.9. So we've got a drunk man in P1 at the moment. Pete should be on. Oh no, hang on, I'm getting chucked out. So in that case, maybe it was my connection then, because I've just been chucked out of the session. Oh, that's the first time that's happened to me for some time. A few weeks, in a way. It's the first time it's happened since. Thank you, McQueen. Right, just joining back in now. Right, since we left, Aaron's retired from the session. The Alpine. Just having a look, briefing cars, you can see on the red rim tyres. He's out early on those tyres, so it's one of those situations that really, ideally, you want to be leaving us till the very last second. Be the last over the line. I suppose you'll be able to do a cool-down lap and then go again, but it comes in a way briefing cow, and yeah, slowed down actually before the line, but he was definitely not on for a particularly fast lap there. So clearly, I think the track is there, it's just it's still drying out. Yeah, Hoff goes 24.6, it's just not, you know, it's quicker than the Inters now, to be on the sauce, but that's just not, but that's not the real pace of the softs around here. They should be doing sort of 17s. So it's still a long way off the fastest they can be, so, you know, as I say, it's advantage, it's going to be advantage, the last man over the line. Sorry, let's just come off briefing K. No, he's not on the lap because he's stayed down in front of the line. So, Ghost Rider's on an out lap. Right, so anybody who crosses the line now will not be able to do a cooldown lap. They won't have enough time. So this time from Andrews is going to be his time. And he manages 24.6, which puts him in P2 at the moment. But I suggest he's going to tumble back down as others start to get their times on the board. Is John out on Inters again? He is. John's gone back out on Inters. It's definitely the decision of a drunk man. Reapers. Don Fiore's now gone fastest, 22.8. So there you go. The track is definitely sort of bedding in now. So Reaper comes out, final corner. I think he's going to go fastest again. Yeah, 21.2. Big differences, isn't there? So I would say to Reaper, carry on. Don't give up. I know he's not going to have much energy, but the track may be drying quick enough that you can still put another lap. Ghost Rider goes fastest, 20.8. Here we go, look, Andrew's going to improve even though he didn't have a proper amount of energy to do a lap. Actually goes up to P4. McQueen is validated. Oh, he's going to be kicking himself. Sky Blue as well. John's soft track on his intermediates. He's lost his nose. Don't tell a drunk man that, he'll be searching on the floor for it. Reaper still going. Oh, but he's into the pits. And I think that's it. Because Sky Blue had invalidated, McQueen had invalidated, Jon Snow's off track. Strider, I think, has taken pole. May continue on round here. Oh no, he's not improving, but be quicker for us in a way. But yeah, that's his. Well, it's the pole position for the sprint race, which is effectively qualifying. So a bit different for us this week in Tier 1. Stephen Cow at the front. So he's P8 today. maybe a bit too early on his softs, and it's meant that Ghost Rider in pole position, Reaper in P2, Dawn Fury P3, Andrews P4, Hoff P5. It's like somebody's picked up the usual grid and turned it the other way round. We're doing a reverse grid. Hoff, sorry guys, I didn't mean that offensively. Hoff fifth, John in Drunk John in sixth, McQueen in seventh, Briefing Cow eighth, Aaron ninth, Sky Blue 10, Bertie, fortunately Gaza and in 8, both retired out and didn't set a time. Quickly go to race director, there's the incidents. See, John's used 3 sets of intermediates, didn't bother using softs, just 3 sets of intermediates. Why not? Why not, I hear him cry. Who cares? Excellent. Right, guys. Well, what we do is we take just a quick 3-minute break, and we heading into the official qualifying, which is the sprint race. Yes, McQueen. Out qualified by a pissed up John. After field was, mate. Oh dear. He didn't even use softs. Oh, good God. Yeah, get a kettle on. Says, well, I don't need to get a kettle on. I got my cafetiere keeping my coffee warm for me, so I'm going to go and stick another one in my cup. Right, okay, back I am. That makes it sound even worse when he did it on Inters. Hopefully, though, he's had that much to drink, he's got double vision in corner 1. I thought I had double vision watching him when I thought his connection was bad, but hopefully, as I said, it was obviously me. It's, see. Here we go, in a way, formation lap. So, sprint race is a 10-lap race. Just have a quick, it's dry as you can see, so let's check the tyres. How do I know that John would have gone different to everyone else? Everybody's on mediums except John, who's gone softs, which is a bit iffy, because I considered it myself, actually, going softs, but they generally only manage about well, 9 laps really, 8.5 laps I would say. Their predicted lifespan is 15 laps, I would say. No, hang on, 17 laps. So it's 8.5 laps. But, and obviously it's a 10-lap race. So I suppose it depends how he does early doors. But yeah, that's why I elected actually to start. I did the sprint race on the hards instead. So just a reminder, it's effectively qualifying. The top 8 will score points. Exactly the same as in real life, so it's 8 points for first, 7 for second, 6 for third, down to 8th place being 1 point. And then we'll go racing for the main feature race after that. Thanks to everyone that's joined. If you want to make any comments or anything, please do, and as soon as I see it, I'll respond. Ask me anything you like. Oh, is that an 8 doing a little twirl at the back? Very nice, an 8. A little spin round. So, Cody's making absolutely sure I've got the worst view in the world to start this race, so let's go on board instead with Andrews in P4. It's a decent start as well, but look at John! Oh my word! Oh, it's so tight, isn't it? So tight, and there's a car going around, I think that's Gaza. Yeah, it's Gaza. I don't think Wilkie was involved there. I think he's just been collected because Gaza's car went across the track. But look at John up to P2. What a start. What a start. Unbelievable. Well, if he can get past Ghost Rider, to be fair, he's certainly looking racy enough to do it, isn't he? Let's stick with them. There he goes. He's having a go around the outside as we come up to the chicane. And Ghost Rider obliges. Oh, I think Ghost Rider's lost an end plate. I think John had to come off the power a bit to make the corner. He's given the place back as John. But I mean, he's given the place back, but ultimately Ghost Rider's lost an end plate, which is a lot worse than just losing the place. He's not going to pit Ghost Rider, but it's going to be a long, hard race. It may only be 10 laps, but it's going to feel longer than that for Ghost Rider from here. How long does John's guilt make him stay in P2? Not long, look. He's on the inside now. He's going to outbrake Ghost Rider down into turn 3. Still side by side, and I'm not sure if they had a little bit of contact there or not, but well, that Mercedes, you can see, it's briefing cowed. It's made its way up through the order. Oh, I think I saw some spin. I did. It was Aaron in the Alpine. That could cause it has caused a safety car. I see the safety cars appeared in the pits, and I think ultimately, I think that's as Bertie gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Reaper. Severe collision, which has lost Bertie an end plate as well. Well, I'd imagine that even Ghost Rider from the lead will pit here under a safety car. It's going to drop him down. But, well, we'll see. He might not. He might not. Yeah, he is. Okay, so yeah, coming in for new wing. So, just check in there if he must have had to pit first lap. I missed that, but definitely with us. So into the pits then. Ghost Rider gets his new wing. Gaz is in. Bertie has retired. Well, I can't say I'm 100% sure, but I've got a feeling Bertie's hit the pit wall on entry. We might see it. He's still there at the moment. Still there. He's hit the wall on the pit entry. I see he had a damaged wing, but that wasn't in the script. Actually, it's quite possible that, like John, he might be a little bit drunk. Bertie, he likes a few bevies. It's Bertie. I'd say yes, Bertie. If it was me, I'd say yes, I have had a few bevies, because that gives an excuse. Well then. I've forgotten what I was going to do then. I opened up menus to do something. I've forgotten what it was. Oh, that's right. I was going to go to position change, wasn't I? So, here we go then. John leads up 5 places. Briefing Cow second, up 6 places. Dawn Fury exactly where he started, but is in a very nice P3 at the moment. Hoff up 1 to P4. Great job so far from the Alpine. McQueen up 2. Down 2 is Andrews. It feels like I'm doing the charts. Up 3 this week, Sky Blue up to 7. Down to 8, dropped 6 places from last week, is Arc Reaper. Wookie up 3 into the top 10 with his single 9th. Ghost Rider is down 9 from top of the pops last week. He's down 9 to 10, remains in the top 10, but a big drop in 1 week for his single. Gaza is up 2 from 13, and an 8 up 2 from 14. New entries this week. Look at that. Picking up pops. That's it, Bertie. Oh dear. Right, so there's the race control then. Safety car in this lap. We can get racing again. We're going to have still 6 laps actually of the sprint race to go. We've got a drunk man leading. And we've got a cow in second. Dawn Fury in third. Off's got a nosebleed in P4. McQueen P5. Andrew 6th. What is going on? Is there a full moon outside tonight? I feel like there must be. I can't see the moon from my window, but must be a full moon. Right, when will John go? I don't think even John knows. He goes now. Oh, that was sneaky actually from John, wasn't it? Caught Ghost Briefing Cow a little bit, I think. He's caught everybody a little bit, I think. So, oh no, Andrews, what you done on the restart? Andrews. He's had a spin on a restart, and I guess he's had a spin and maybe hit the pit wall at the final corner and drops to P12 with no wing. So everybody tight at the moment, don't really know who to watch right now. And if anybody could make an overtake any moment, it looks like Sky Blue might have a little bit of a run here on McQueen. No. Even if if he did, then he's backed off of it. So in a Aston Martin sandwich at the moment. They have got a bit of a battle going on between the front two. I think, if I'm absolutely honest, I think we'll move to the front two. I've just gapped P3 a little bit, so I don't feel he's not that far off of them. But as I say, you've got to keep an eye on John's tyres, because these softs are going to struggle to do 10 laps. They're going to become extremely slippery towards the end. As I say, they're in 100%. They're mean 17 laps, which would mean 8.5 laps on 50%. Even round it up to 9 laps, means you're still doing trying to do a lap over what the game says they can do. So, not impossible by any means, but he may have issues towards the end of this race. Let's just hope that those issues don't translate to a puncture. But, I think at the moment, to be fair, you're not really seeing Brief and Cow attack him too much, and I think there is an element to that of the fact that he knows John's tyres are going to go before the end, and obviously he's not got DRS yet, so there's not much point in him. I'll be quite happy just to sit and wait for DRS, to be fair. He's got 84% energy, but saying that, John's got 80%, so John knew what Brief and Cow was doing, so didn't get drawn into using his energy. But clever that from John. As in 8, sets fastest lap. He's up to P10 at the moment, and pretty close to the back of Gazzo. In turn is very close to the back of Reaper. I'm just going to go to them. So Gazzo seemed to have a little look at the inside, but wasn't quite close enough. And oh no, John! I had to come off him. Oh, he's right in the middle of the track, and he's hitting him, and it's... Well, I don't think that can be blamed on the tyres at this point, but I think it's more likely the pressure he was under from Brief and Cow has maybe pushed him into that. But, no, we're not going to get to see him, but well, Andrews, you're safe. When you get to the point where he crashed, his car's gone, so you are absolutely fine. I was right in the middle of the track, and I'm pretty sure more than one driver hit him, to be honest. So I think there's some damage out there. I'll try and find it. Oh, Sky Blue! Sky Blue's crashed under safety car, and that's in the sort of new right-hander. Just to say, Andrews, if you are listening, it's pretty sharpish about catching up here. It's lap 7, you're on. Well, yeah, of course, if the Delta's slowing you down, there's nothing you can do. Gaz has come into the pits, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the game is slowing you down there, is it? Because somebody's in the pits. Yeah, Gaz, I think, must have hit him. I'm sure Wilkie hit it, or Innate. I'm sure one of these guys hit him. Let's see if we can spot anything. Yeah, it looked like he had both end plates. No, Wilkie didn't. Yeah, it looks like Innate's got both end plates there, but I don't... Oh yeah, Wilkie has as well. Maybe it was just Gaza then. I'm sure I saw 2 or 3 cars actually hit him. Definitely saw carbon fibre flying up, but maybe that was carbon fibre off of John's car. Had no grip. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh dear, Sky Blue. Okay, playing about with your downforce and lost it on the corner. Oops. Never mind. Well, in all fairness, mate, I've clipped myself doing that in my race. Not downforce exactly, but I was doing something on the MFD and went absolutely flying off track, so I wasn't paying attention. So I clipped it 'cause it's quite funny. Um, right, so yeah, John, yeah, I've been saying in comms that they're only designed really to do. I think 9 laps is the maximum really in 50% conditions. But well, and that's pushing it. So yeah, I think you're right. Really, that's oh, we are going again. Actually, sorry. Probably should have started on medium. I must have, yeah. I mean, in my race, John, I started on the hards in the sprint because I wanted to keep the 2 sets of mediums. But, oh, that was somebody round. Who was that? Was it somebody round? I could have sworn I saw someone round. No? Alright then. That was somebody round. That was Briefing Cow. Oh dear. It's definitely lost an end plate or something. Something stuck on the front of his car. I think it was his right end plate. But, well, that means that Dawn Fury leads this sprint race now. Art Hoff in P2 is under a bit of pressure at the moment from McQueen. Oh, bit of contact there. Right, this place to be side by side there, and unfortunately, does touch. Has recovered. He's currently in P7. Has recovered it. No. Just obviously he's got a penalty, so check what that is. It's a 5-second. It's gonna hurt, isn't it? It's gonna hurt. We go on to the final lap. See how really all McQueen can do here is drive this lap as fast as he can and hope that he opens up the gap enough not to drop down to P9, because I think he's definitely going to drop to P8 the way it is at the moment. Yeah, 1.3, 1.6. Actually, the gap to P8 is about 4.5 seconds, so he might be able to pull that out, actually. Oh, and that was Hoff! Oh, Hoff, what you done? He's done it again! He's done it again, final lap. Ghost Rider as well. That's got to be to do with Hoff, that one, surely. Oh my word. It's all kicking off. Hoff has done it again on the final lap. Can you believe it that the McLaren of Gaza is now in P3? And the car directly ahead of him's got 5 seconds. So he's going to end up P2. Dawn Fury is going to take pole position by winning the sprint race simply by keeping it clean and keeping it going. P2, but will drop considerably further down. Gaza P2 then. Reaper P3. Innate ends up in P4 from absolutely nowhere at one point. I'll count down the rest. I think McQueen got 5th. No, you didn't, John. No, he spun himself. So, yeah, McQueen P5. Let me just go to the actual results screen. So McQueen P5. Superb. Andrew 7. Briefing Cow 8. They were the only finishers then. Ghost Rider 9th, Hoff 10th. Both out 11. John 12. 13. Aaron 14. Maximum 8 he could from the sprint. So will be 2. You got your 5 seconds for running into John spun car. Yeah, not a lot we could do about it, McQueen, because it's can do. I mean, you'll be able to like put a clip in for the stewards, because as it stands, that 5 seconds would take your CRP off of you. But if that's all it's for, you can get that removed for CRP purposes. Obviously, it depends if you pick up penalties in the main race. But yeah, there's not a lot we can do about removing penalties between sprint race and that. But yeah, no, John, as I said, he spun himself. that to himself. So, Carbon Flyer, how's the non-smoking going, Bertie? Well, it's still going. So, well, I guess. I've murdered a few people, but I'm still not smoking. So, hey, that's good. Um, just for clarification, I haven't murdered anyone. All right. Before anybody sends the police round, to dig up my garden or something. Um, it's yeah, no, it's all right, mate. It's not too bad. I'm in my fourth week, and that will be Monday, 1 a.m. Monday morning. Will be the end of week 4. Still getting urges though, not as bad as I was, but still getting urges, definitely. But thanks for asking, man. Um, anyway, guys, we'll take a little break. As you can guess, I'm going to want to fill my coffee again, so I'm going to take a quick break as well. I'll be back for the feature race, so see you in a moment. Right, I'm back. That break was a little bit shorter than I expected. Uh, it does get easier. I can still. We're over 200 days now, and you still sort of get urges. Yeah, there's little things, Bertie. Like actually playing Xbox is one of them. I generally take a quick break from the screen every time that I'm on it, and I always used to turn around and have a cigarette, and I turn around, there's nothing there now, and it's just like weird. Get there, get there. So, right, let's. I've got all those details up. Let's get the tyres. Oh, everybody on medium tyres except for Hoff, who's going for a hard stint first. So, interesting. That could work out well for Hoff if we're well, especially if we have a safety car free race. Just one thing to sort of bear in mind is I'm not sure who that is. That's probably Aaron, I think. And a little moment at the back. Yeah, one thing to bear in mind, John, of course, used Sauce in the sprint race, so he's got 2 sets of mediums available to him. So we go on board with an 8 for the start, and off we go. Looks like Gazza got off to a pretty good start, and that's McQueen absolutely flying off the line. Between 2 cars ahead, and I think he actually nipped between the 2 Mercedes. Briefing Cow was down to 6th. He's just got back ahead of Walkie. Oh, that's a bit of a lunge. Oh, Johnny boy. Never mind. Just carry on. At least he's not lost too much room. We're just having a quick look. Sorry, not too much room, too much time. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any damage there either, so just continue on and get on with it. There's Aaron. He's gotten ahead of Briefing Cow. He's currently very much in the Mercedes sandwich. Sorry, it's McQueen, not Aaron. Aaron's behind Briefing Cow, okay. So Briefing Cow goes to the inside. Queen still stay side by side. They have a little touch on tyres, but no issues there. Still side by side, and now McQueen's going to have the inside of the tight left-hander. And Briefing Cow determined not to give up on this move. It's a lovely move. I have to say, a lovely bit of racing from the pair of them as they still remain side by side. But Briefing Cow in the end, I think, slightly better straight line speed and gets the place. So up into P4. So that's Mercedes in P3 and 4. They look to see if they can really get a foothold on this Tier 1 Constructors Championship. And Walkie does pit at the end of that lap. He didn't appear to have any damage unless he's picked something else up a bit further round, of course. As Ghost Rider is round. Gets going again, P13, so it's cost him. What's that? Oh, dodgy right-hander, isn't it? I always tend to have a little lift as you go over the inside curve there. You're supposed to be able to get away with it, but I just think it's for the tiny little bit amount of time that it costs you to have a tiny little lift while you go over the curb. I think it's worth it just to be that a little bit safer. So Gazza then did take the lead. Said it looked like he got to a good start. Dawn Fury at the moment holding on to the back of him. Driving superb tonight, it's Dawn Fury. So DRS enabled this lap. That won't be active now because the activation is before the start-finish line for that section there. It's like Innate's just about squeezing into the 1 second to Dawn Fury now. It's in and out of the 1 second to Gaz at the moment. Seems to be changing corner by corner. Come through. Oh, we've lost the Ferrari. Birdie. Oh, he just wanted to come and see me on comms. I wonder if he wants to join. And that has brought out a full safety car, so he didn't get far into the race. The safety car come out. Don't know if there'll be any brave medium drivers that want to go to hard. It's too early for me. The amount of time you'll lose later in the race on the hard tyres is just way too high, so I think it's a case of stick with it at the moment. Stick with the mediums. Front two not doing it. Either of the Mercedes looking at splitting strategies? No. They're not going to try it. I don't think anybody is. So it's too early, really. Wazza Bazza, hello man. Clear commentary but blurred picture. Well, apologies about the blurred picture. Looks fine on my phone, mate, but Apologies for that. Birdie, oh well. It's me again. See you. Oh, Birdie. You can do it. Well, Ghost Rider has pitted to hards. Now, that's most likely because he did have spin, so he probably has pitched some damage, but there you have it. So he's on to hards, but it's very, very early in the race or switch to hards. They will be absolutely crying by the end of this race if you try and do the rest of the race on them. Obviously, it is Australia, so I would say that the chance of his safety car still remain pretty high at the moment. So, if there were to be another safety car really quickly, then all the medium drivers that should be coming in at that point. So, see how we go. Be an interesting one. Gaza will lead us away. Oh, who's that in? That is Jon Snow. So John is having a change of tyre. So, oh, it's a front wing change as well, actually. Front wing change onto hard. Currently stuck there. Comes. Yeah. I've no doubt at all. I mean, if there's no more safety cars, I would very much imagine that Ghost Rider and John will push the tyres out to the end. I'm not suggesting they won't, but that will be their best strategy, I'm sure. But it's just they will struggle a bit on those hards later on in the race. It's all. I think we should get going again at the end of this lap. So that'll be lap 6 that we resume on. And 24 laps remain. There's the confirmation. Safety car in this lap, so... say 24 laps remains. So say it's a long stint to ask the hards to do, but sure they're up to the task. They'll just be a bit slow in the latter stages. So when will Gaza go? Should we go on board with Innate? Here we go. So Gaza's gone. So looks like we might have a little battle behind. So let's go to them. Alpine comes out in front. I think there's a bit of contact between the Aston Martin and the Haas there. So I think that was Sky Blue and Reaper. So looks like they're all okay. So it's still going. So what's happening? Often under pressure from Ghost Rider. Obviously Ghost Rider, if he can get up a few places on those hard tires, are pretty handy for him. So, having a look, certainly at the Alpine, and has gotten ahead. So that's fine work from the Alfa Romeo man. It's going to be on the back now of Sky Blue and Reaper, who are battling hard themselves. And the last thing Sky Blue looks to the inside, but doesn't get close enough alongside to be able to make a move. And oh, and he's round. His front wing, Sky Blue. His front wing's gone. He's gonna have to go. Luckily enough, he's right next to the pits, so he can drive straight into the pits. And your race is never over here at Australia, so hopefully he just change his wing and get on his way. The race is never over here. There's always a chance of a safety car. And what's happened there for Aaron? He's dropped back, and maybe he's had a spin at the final corner or something. And why have we got a safety car? Oh, for goodness sake! Don't tell me lobby host forgot to change the safety car. Oh, safety car's on standard. That's why it's coming out. Reaper! That's Australia as well, so we could easily end up with 4 safety cars around here. Or 5. So, just to explain what I mean there is we normally put on reduced because to be quite honest, the reduced setting is the most realistic setting. Standard setting just brings a safety car out pretty much for anything. Goodness knows what the increased setting does. I think you must do 90% of the race under safety car in the increased setting. But the reduced, it seems to just bring it out for actual where people have crashed and are out of the race. Whereas on standard it brings it out for debris as well, which is just over the top. At the very most for debris, it should be a VSC. So. Well, a little surprised not to see any of the medium tyre drivers coming in here. Well, okay, Reaper's coming in. So Reaper's going to try. Surely Sam comes in. He stays out. Surprised at that. You would have thought, being down where he is, that it would be worth the risk for Aaron to pit onto hards. Well, now we're not in any danger territory. The hards go to the end from here. No real struggle at all, really. And the ones that pitted earlier are probably in the same scenario, really, because they've done so many laps under safety car now. Or will have done by the end of this safety car. That they could probably get theirs to the end pretty comfortably, to be honest. So, yeah. Well, you can't blame, just particularly with a track like this, you certainly can't blame the top 5 there, all locked in to stay out and keep track position. That makes complete sense. Ghost Rider has made his pit stop. He's currently running in P6. He has made his pit stop. And can potentially go to the end from here. Hoff started on the hard tyres, so again you can understand that he's not going to be able to get to the end on a set of mediums. So yeah, he should be out there. So we've only the one pit stop happening there, Reaper, and everybody had a chance to space out again from the last safety car. Safety car is in this lap already. So Gaza once again will lead us away. This time the 2 Mercedes are 2nd and 3rd, so in 8 in P2, Brief and Carry P3. 2 very quick drivers. Gaza ain't no slouch himself. And Don Fiore so far has been driving superb tonight, so certainly wouldn't rule him out of anything at the moment, but away we go. And, just looking down, doesn't look like anybody's got a run in each other this time. And stay, and it's trying to see if we can get a run on Gaza. So come up towards turn 3. Nope, Gaza holds it. off to first to pick up a penalty, just 3 seconds. A few changes further down. Just want to stick with this battle for the lead for the moment, particularly through this bit, and it looks like Innate's getting a little bit of a run. Got his energy switched on. Squeezed really tightly, but looks to be within the sort of fair parameters of fairness, is what I'm trying to say. To me, sets a free yellow. Not entirely sure who that was. Or actually, Hoff's dropped down to 12th, so I think it might have been Hoff. I think Andrews has he's dropped down a few places, but whatever it was, he's got going again, and the 2 Mercedes now. Whatever reason, maybe didn't get out of the final corner too well, and Briefing K got a run on him, but Innate does fend him off. See, no DRS at the moment, so that will activate next lap. But, tight moment. It's whatever happened to Innate there, it's enabled Gazza to break the 1 second, which could prove very, very important. He's absolutely kinged his ERS mind to do that. But there's McQueen. It's ahead of Dawn Fury, and Dawn Fury's now got Ghost Rider on the back of him. So my inclination here for Dawn Fury would be to let Ghost Rider through, and that he does seem to do. That's good. So wouldn't have to change his strategy at all, Dawn Fury, but on 9 lap, about to be 10 lap mediums, Ghost Rider on hards. They're in a good place at the moment. It's hard tires. He doesn't want to hold his teammate up at this point of the race. He's got the point of the race where his tires are going to be at the absolute best he's going to have for the whole race, I'd imagine. So right now, for me personally, right now, I think Ghost Rider's favourite to win this from here. If it's safety car free from here, then he's in the best place for me, personally. Sky Blue picks up 3 seconds. So some penalties starting to pop up now, which is pretty usual for Australia. There is a decent amount of penalties usually around here. Starting to get onto the back of Gazza again now. He's got DRS, and it's going to be very hard for Gazza to defend that from here now. Though the DRS is a lot more level than it was a moment ago. It's still got the advantage in that department, but nowhere near as much as it was. Perhaps look on board from Innate's point of view. Not going to get close enough. It's turn 1, 2. So they have a chance down into turn 3. Looks like he's going to. Gaz is going to make him go to the outside, but I think tight racing from the 2, but Innate with the inside here. No, he's had to sort of back out. Don't know if it didn't look like there was contact, but I'm not sure. It didn't look like there was contact to me, but I'm not sure why else Innate would have backed off like that. It's Briefing Cow now on the back of Gazza, and he has a serious advantage on energy. He's following Gazza through the chicane very tightly, and surely he's not using energy. I don't know why he's not. So close coming out the chicane. I'm amazed he didn't use energy to make the move then, but maybe he wants to try and do it on the pit straight. Just noticing the sky is getting darker, and nobody has mentioned to me that we're expecting rain, but it's definitely getting darker. Okay, I'm working on this opportunity for a while. There comes the DRS, there comes the ERS. He's going to go to the outside. Exactly the same as with an 8. Yeah, I think a little touch on wheels, but for me, Gazza made the inside of the corner, and there's nothing wrong in the defence from Gazza. I just, for me, this is the place. Everyone's car's got such an energy advantage. Yeah, I think that's it this time. He's got it. So, Gazza nearly missed his braking and went into the back of Briefing Cow there. I don't think he actually did, but he did miss his braking and nearly did. In 8, he's back alongside Gazza again. Again, Gazza managed to fend him off, and it's allowing McQueen to have a little look. And into the pits then is Gazza. This should be a scheduled pit stop, so I don't think he's got any damage or anything like that. This is just a scheduled pit stop. It could be very important as to where he comes out here. So, Reaper in as... is it Reaper? No, Dawn Fury in as well. And I think, looking down at the track map, I think that Gazza will come out ahead of Aaron on track. Although Aaron will get Dawn Fury, I believe. Could be closer. So yeah, Aaron just about gets ahead of Dawn Fury. So, well, Gazza, you got 6.2 seconds of clean, fresh air. Obviously, I know he's got to get those tyres up to temperature, but surely these guys are going to have to react to him. He can't do it the same lap, so technically, Briefing Cow has got the onus is on him. He's the one leading, so he gets the first choice really. So does he pit this lap? And if he doesn't, I would suggest that In8 will. And yep, in comes Briefing Cow, so In8 will continue on and take the lead of this race as McQueen also carries on. And it's hard to imagine that Gazza will have got an undercut, to be honest, while heating these tyres up. So, he's never on the exit of the pit lane already. He's got a huge overcut over Gazza. Oh my word. Well, overcut's king, guys, because look at that. Briefing Cow is down to turn 3. He's going into turn 3, just ahead of off. Gazza is reaching turn 3 now. It's a huge, huge overcut. Let's see if it works just as well for an 8 or not, but McQueen. Oh, McQueen is absolutely sticking with an 8, so no reason to think that the overcut won't work for him if it asks for an 8. I think it's pretty tight actually. I don't think it's worked as well for but Nate and McQueen both opt to stay out. So a lot of laps they are doing on medium tyres. I know we've had a couple of safety cars, but tell you what though, the situation for Ghost Rider is looking better and better, isn't it? So he will have a very, very, very fast Briefing Cow chasing him in the later parts of this race. So I'm not going to say that he will win the race from here, because it's Briefin's very quick, and he's really going to put him under pressure. I'm just wondering if Innate is going to try and push this out to go to softs, you know, to go on a completely different strategy to his teammate. They both stay out again, so I'm starting to think that that's what they're doing. Now we saw from John in the sprint that softs. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Softs do not like doing more than 7 laps. So basically, looking at the end of lap 22 for a pit stop to go to softs. You could potentially pit the end of lap 21 if you want to go to softs, but you just have to be a bit on that last lap, basically. So, as it stands right now for Briefing Car, just looking at who's ahead of him, and so Reaper has stopped to go to his hard tyres, although they are 9 laps old. He's probably gone to the end, so that's going to be an overtake he's going to need to make. As Sky Blue has a look at John. It's, again, not close enough alongside. We've got a sector 3 yellow. So that's, oh, it's Reaper. Oh, Mr. Reaper. He's lost his front wing. Oh, it took 3 seconds for that trouble there. Oh, stay on the track, Reaper, because you're getting penalties. Doing that. Briefing Cow sits fastest lap. No real surprise there. He's got open air. And Reaper gets the car back to the pits. So, we covered that. Well, that's a gigantic help to Briefing Cow. That's one less driver he needs to actually overtake on track. And he's got a 7.5 second gap to Sky Blue. Now, Sky Blue is no slouch of a driver. He's got pace in him, so I would say that this is the one. If Briefing Cow catches him and gets past, then I'd say it's his race. But to mention that Jon Snow has caught the back of Ghost Rider along with Sky Blue, so, well, the only problem for these three is that if they battle away, and that is the leaders ahead, by the way, that we saw. They're both still on the medium tyres that they started on. It's an incredible stint on the mediums from both of them. And there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that they are pushing to go to soft tyres at the end. There's Briefing Cow in the background, so he's continuously gaining on these guys. The only problem for me for these guys is if they actually start battling each other. At the moment, it's just been a little look here and there. Nobody's actually attempted a move. But if they do actually start battling each other, it's just going to make it that much easier for Briefing Cow to catch up. And with how much fresher his tyres are, that could easily be handing in the win. So, ultimately, none of them are teammates, so there's no reason that one would help put the others out. They're all competing here. Reaper pitted, he went to soft tyres. Innate is in, so our leader is in. We'll confirm that Briefing Cow definitely goes back past. There's no ifs or buts about that. There is a sector 2 yellow. That is Walkie, I believe. He is still going, so he's okay. He's lost his front wing. In8 exits the pits. Oh, but it's brought out a safety car. Can you believe it? Wow, that is absolutely unreal. So McQueen, you would think that McQueen's going to get the jump on In8 here. He has this pitted. He's gone to softs. Well, we'll have to wait until the end of the lap when McQueen comes in, but as long as he stays close to the delta, so don't want to go exceeding it and picking up a drive-through, but as long as he stays close to it, he should get the jump on In8, you would think. And that safety car is for absolutely nothing. So that's basically reacted to Walkie's spin. And Walkie's actually made it back to the pits. But yeah, he's okay. He's going to get out ahead of everyone. So right, so in comes McQueen, in comes Ghost. Well, everybody's going to come in except In8. Yeah, Briefing Cow does come in. So In8's going to continue on round, but surely he doesn't take the lead. He's on his way out. It is tight, but I think he will get ahead of In8 here. Here they are. There it is. So, yep. So as I said, he just had to stay close to the delta. But he has picked up a penalty. Yeah, he's picked up 5 seconds. Ah, oh, McQueen. Clip your anti-air hole for that. Sped in the pit lane. He didn't have that before. He must have been speeding in the pit lane. So, it's completely changed the race. Completely turned it on its head. I quite like the way it was going before. It's looking quite interesting with strategy, but it's completely changed it. And well, McQueen's and In8's long stints on medium have turned out really good for them. Obviously In8 pitted just before the safety car came out, but it still worked out for him. Okay, he's lost the place to McQueen, but he's still come out in P2, so ultimately I'm too unhappy about that. He probably would have been a little bit worried when the safety car first came out that he was going to lose more than that, but it's not been the case. So John Slow pitted to mediums in amongst all that. And that could have been because of his experience on softs in the sprint race that he didn't fancy trying that again. They should be okay, the softs, but I totally get where he's coming from. And as I said, they will do 7 laps comfortably. As soon as you go into the 8th, they begin to get rather slippy due to softs. So safety car is staying out. Walkie, of course, is at the back, and he was in the pits as the leading pack was coming round. So he's got he's got about not half a lap. It's a bit under half a lap to make up at the moment. So I'm not sure you get round onto the back at the end of by the end of the next lap. So you may end up doing lap 23 under safety car as well. I must admit, if I was Andrews there, I'd have pitted. He had the gap. He had the gap to half. I would definitely have pitted there. He's got 2 laps on those softs. Could make quite a difference by the end of this race, but it's too late now. It still looks like it's about to rain, doesn't it? It looks dark and dingy. Right then, Walkie is on the back. He actually has caught up. So it looks like, yep, safety car will come in this lap. Here's the confirmation. It's a reasonably late call, so probably be quite a late start from McQueen. Just go on board with Ghost Rider. There he goes. To react pretty well. So, John under a bit of pressure from Sky Blue, but I don't think anyone's got a run on the car ahead at the moment. So looks like As You Were. Restart, really pretty tight. Oh, I hadn't realised that. Don Fury's still on hard tyres. That's going to hurt him. That's a shame as well, because he's... Well, let's hope it doesn't hurt him, but... He was driving very, very well tonight. I've enjoyed seeing him tonight. Gaza looks to have gotten ahead of the Alpine. Just side by side. So, nope, Sam gets that place back. Gazza was leading the race earlier on, remember. Fortunately, a switch to hard tyres just didn't seem to work out. I don't know what happened. But the overcut for Briefing Cow was huge, wasn't it? And that is a Mercedes, and that is an 8. From P2. I'm not sure how he's ended up out there. I would hazard a guess that he's probably caught the outside curb going into that left-hander, or maybe a bit of grass on the outside. Hoff has ended up in the pits, serves a penalty, and gets on his merry way again with fresh soft tyres. Well then, so McQueen leads from Ghost Rider, from Jon Snow. It's having a superb race. I don't think he's going to regret going to those mediums at all. He may just come under a bit of pressure for the next 2 or 3 laps, but if he can hold them off, he will begin to get the advantage as we get closer to the end. And of course, he also has the advantage of being penalty free as well. So even if one of them was to get past, they'd have to gap him as well, which would be difficult. It's the thing for Briefing Cow. I mean, Briefing Cow, there's no doubt. You've only got to look at the way he's won the championship this year. He's absolutely destroyed the field, really. But despite his pace, he's got 2 drivers ahead of him now that are also 2 of the quicker drivers on the track as well. So these aren't guys that he's got 2 or 3 seconds a lap over. These are guys that are pretty, they're not a mile off him, basically. Qualifying, yes, he would out-qualify them normally pretty comfortably, but on a race lap, it's not so easy. As, Sky Blue's ended up off track, and he's hit the wall. Are you kidding me? It's another safety car. He's not even out of the race. He hit the wall, he's off track, he's... Oh my god. Oh my word, McQueen's pitted. Why has he done that? Oh, to serve the 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, I do understand. He can serve his 5 seconds and get... so that he becomes penalty free and put fresh softs on. So yeah, I think ultimately that does make sense. Particularly when you consider the fact that there's 5 drivers ahead of him with penalties. So there's only 3 penalty-free ones ahead of him. Ghost Rider and Jon Snow both stay out. Penalty-free, now running P1 and P2. I said earlier on that maybe Ghost Rider was favourite to win it at one point, but that was because he was going to the end on hards and it was looking like it might be difficult for people to catch him back up. But it turns out now he's in first on soft tyres. And you would imagine that this safety car will do the next lap and then come in at the end of lap 27, which will mean just the 2 laps of running. So no DRS. It's not going to come in this lap. It's definitely not. It's got you've got Sky Blue and Hoff are still the full length for the sector 2 straight off the back. So it's going to do lap 27. There's no doubt about it. So it's going to be a quick 2-lap sprint. I honestly don't know in the end if McQueen will benefit from pitting or not. He's now penalty free. With, as I say, 5 drivers ahead who have got penalties, but so ultimately still take maybe P4. Maybe a little bit better with the other guy. Well, if like an 8, for example, on 7.5 old softs, he might be able to do something about that, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I got multiple drivers today that I could give driver of the day to, so let's see what happens in the last 2 laps. But at the moment, there's no doubt that Ghost Rider and Jon Snow are definitely in with a shout. I think Dawn Fury is as well, you know. We'll see how he finishes. I honestly don't know how Gaz has ended up down in P10. I'm not sure what's happened to him. Whether it's just because of the pit stop and then the safety car coming out that's happened. But we have it. I think what I would say is that the 4 drivers there in 3rd, 4th, 6th and 7th... sorry, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th all got penalties. Now, Dawn Fury's in a bit of a different situation. Reaper's there in P5 as well. Let's just see what happens. I think the guys in 1st and 2nd are the 2 that are most likely to pick up driver of the day, to be fair, but we'll see what happens. As the safety car is confirmed as coming in this lap, which we knew in a way. So let's bring up the penalties. So 3 of the 4 have got 3 seconds. Sam's got 6 seconds, or Aaron. It's got 6. So there you are, an 8 penalties. There you go. What do you mean? You're a driver. Don't you worry about it, son. So away we go. Briefing Cow reacts pretty nicely there. Sam looks like he's reacted pretty nicely as well. It's looks good off the start. Sky Blue's getting the place over Andrews. We've got a set to 1 yellow, and it's an 8. Oh dear. Don't know what's caused that, but oh my word! There's a big crash. That's Aaron and Jon Snow. Oh, goodness me. Weren't even next to each other on track, were they? Briefing Cow was between those 2. So I'm not quite sure how on earth they've managed to come together. It's that they have. And on we go. And all of a sudden now, McQueen, having made that pit stop and got rid of his 5 seconds, is absolute bang-on favourite for a podium here. And how's Gaza in P6 now? He's on for a podium. So it just depends on Briefing Cow because he's beginning to create a gap. Um, he's on the back of the leader, Ghost Rider, but there's Ghost Rider. Makes his one move and then back to the racing line. She's allowed to do. Reaper is into P3, but of course has the 6 seconds. Well, massive scenes on the restart. Ultimately, obviously, guys, if something's happened, you'll have to remember to clip and submit in the instance. But Stone Fury does lose out there, but as we know, he's on hard tyres still, so he's stuck with that strategy. It's not done him too badly, to be fair. I really fancy giving Dawn Fury driver the day, but I think it's going to have to be a shout out. As Briefing Cow takes the lead of the race on track. Remain side by side. I think Ghost Rider may as well just back off of that and continue on. So it stands right now. Ooh, Gaz has gotten ahead of McQueen, so as it stands right now, Ghost Rider's going to win it. We've got a set to 3 yellow. It's Walkie. I think it's Walkie and an 8. I think. Yeah, I think it's Walkie and an 8. I think they've come together. In a way, Ghost Rider wins from Briefing Cow, does hold P2. Gaza gets promoted to a podium for P3. No, not promoted. He finishes P3 for the podium. McQueen P4, Andrews P5. Andrews P5, superb result, my man. Reaper due to 6 seconds, drops to P6. Dawn Fury, I think you've been absolutely brilliant tonight, my man. So, congratulations to you. I'm going to give you a gigantic shout out, but because your teammate remained penalty free and won the race, I'm going to give Ghost Rider driver the day, but a gigantic shout out to Dawn Fury and Andrews and Reaper, Gaza for recovering up there, McQueen as well. All of them did absolutely brilliantly. Unlucky to Sam and John for whatever happened at the end there. I said they weren't actually next to each other on track, so I'm not sure how that's happened. But there we go. Obviously, guys, incidents, the game gives Ghost Rider driver day, and I completely agree with it. So well done, Ghost Rider, on both your win and driver of the day and CRP. Superb evening for you. And to think you were umming and ahhing about not racing as well, Ghost Rider, to watch the qualifying. Wow. I hope that never happens again. If it ever happens again, we're on at the same time, mate, I hope you realise that this is where you need to be. And no worries, an 8. I don't know if I made you spin. McQueen, yeah, boxed because my battle with Sky Blue was with Sky Blue, and when he spun it, made my mind up low. Yeah, I think it was a difficult one actually. To be honest with Queen, I wasn't sure if you were right to do it or not. I think ultimately you've probably finished around about the same place. I don't think it probably made much difference. You've picked up fastest lap as well, so you may have actually gained an extra point by doing that. Yeah, I don't think it would have made a lot of difference to your actual finishing position, so fair play. You did well anyway, man. Unfortunately, I can't go on to Race Director, it will kick me out. So, just to confirm then, yeah, McQueen definitely did get fastest lap. Ghost Rider wins, Briefing Cow, Gaza, McQueen, Andrews, Reaper, Dawn Fury, Sky Blue, Hoff, Aaron, Jon Snow, Walkie and 8 both crashed on the final lap, so we don't do the places, unfortunately, so they won't be placed. And as I said, my driver of the day definitely goes to Ghost Rider, but with huge shout outs to both Andrews and Reaper, but also Dawn Fury, who had an absolutely superb race, sticking to his guns and staying on those hard tyres. I like that, and he did very well. There we go. Anyway, guys, that was tier one for this week, the penultimate race week. So we head into the final races of the season next week. We'll make sure we got any points sorted out for you to let you know what people need to do to claim their championships or claim P2 or 3 or whatever. Obviously, with tier one, we know Briefing Cows won the drivers by some way, but I believe the constructors is still up for grabs, and so we'll make sure we got all the points work going to each race. But thank you very much. As always, thanks to everybody that's watched live. Thanks to everybody that watches back at a later point. Here at ARC, I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it, ARC. So thank you very much to all of you that supports us. We'll be back. I'm not actually sure. Are we back tomorrow? Keep an eye out tomorrow. We might be back tomorrow for kids races. I'm not actually sure. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Um, we might be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Okay. If not, we will see you on Wednesday for tier 3 at 7:30 and Thursday for the realistic tier at 8 p.m. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for coming along. Good night. God bless. And enjoy the rest of your weekends.